Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper wow, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. That doesn't mean no. And I hope that life is treating you most deliciously wherever you are in the world right now. Then, 3, 2, 1, my juicy little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. Yes, they are, aren't they, my delicious little babies? Now then, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So it's 1 p.m. In our afternoon in our old England, my delicious little babies. If it's raining, it's raining. So it's been raining, my delicious little babies. The sky's looking most dull today, my delicious little babies. But surprisingly enough, it's rather warm. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I hope that wherever you are in the world, that life is treating you most deliciously and that you're having super duper and delicious weather. Now then, my delicious little babies, so I've got, that doesn't mean no, I've got 3 bits of information, my delicious little babies, because I actually did a video. I was in bed actually, my delicious little babies, to be honest, and I was watching videos, and and I just thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put out a little video, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? And I was talking about, so before I mention these videos, my delicious little babies, I was talking about Lucia, Let's Be. I haven't really mentioned little Lucia, Let Be, bless her. I do not feel it's going to be too long before before she's released, bless her. And I definitely feel that she's been stitched up. There we are, my delicious babies. I genuinely do, okay? And to be honest, I thought that there we are at the start, to be perfectly honest. But of course, the way that they're trained, okay, these doctors and nurses and everything, my delicious babies, everybody knows that for myself, I do not get along with doctors and nurses. There's very few. The fact of the matter is that they are taught a different way, so if they're taught to give something intravenously, or they're taught to, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. You see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? Because I feel with a lot of doctors and nurses, there's no critical thought. Do you know what I mean? See, but for Lucy, I had a feeling, and I felt that she may be, and that doesn't mean no, that she did. I feel throughout her career that she has, there we are, questioned some things, my delicious babies, but maybe she just never said it. You see what I mean? There we are. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? But yeah, I mean, I just think the whole thing is very sad. It's very sad for all of the dear mummies and daddies and families who have had to go through to do with losing their beautiful little babies. Bless, okay? But of course, it's also a very sad situation when somebody, there we are, before I even say it, has been, there we are, very sadly used in the wrong way. Now, so we can only hope that everything sorts itself out, and that we will find out at some stage who has really, there we are, done what they've done. My delicious little babies are putrid, whoever they are. Now then, yeah, I heard on a video a while back, and I've been trying to rack my brain because I've just made me a cauliflower soup this morning, my delicious little babies. I never needed to stumble there. I'll show it you in a moment, okay? And I'm trying to rack me flipping brains, okay? Which video I heard it on. Now, yes, Andrew Bridgen, who worked, in Parliament, as an MP to do with Leicester, my delicious little babies. Yes, I think he did 14 years there. Okay, my delicious little babies. Yes, he was standing up for, for ones to do with, the old jibby jab. Okay, my delicious little babies. And of course, he took a couple himself, which of course, he did admit to. Okay, and I can say that he has done, good. Okay, my delicious babies, to try to help others. But the part I didn't get, Now, I remember saying months and months and months and months and months back, okay, Martyristic Babies on one of my videos. I said it on a couple of them, actually. There's something that never quite sat there we are right with myself, Martyristic Babies, right? I just couldn't put my, you know, when you, there's an old-fashioned saying, isn't there, Martyristic Babies, you just cannot put your finger on it. And then, of course, months and months and months later, then I heard on a video that Andrew Bridgen was something to do with, was it AstraZeneca? Anyway, Martyristic Babies, so that sort of, there we are, you know, got me noddle. Do you understand what I mean, Martyristic Babies, okay? So, you know, I certainly feel that there's more to it, isn't there, Martyristic Babies? That's what I've got to say. That's what I'm done saying, Martyristic Babies, okay? So what part, whether or not he was, because I cannot remember. I wish I could, you know, find that video. I wish I could remember which video it was, Martyristic Babies, because I never wrote it down. So, you know, whether he's bought shares in the AstraZeneca or something, but I heard something on a video, Martyristic Babies. So it's not just myself and stirring the pot, no. But why would somebody say it? There we are on their video. Do you know what I mean? Somebody's not just, I mean, we all know that ones can, you know, say horrible things, Martyristic Babies, you know, about others, you know what I mean? And even things that are not true. But there we are. But it is open to question. That's what I'm saying. There we are. That's what I'm saying, Martyristic Babies, Kai. So I do not take it back. What I said, Martyristic Babies, Kai. You have to, there we are, question things now. Okay, Martyristic Babies. So anyway, so that's what I've got to say there. But yeah, I was up till, you know, late looking at videos. And of course, then what happened, and I'll explain this, Martyristic Babies. So I'm listening to our lovely, with anybody not in that way, our lovely redacted Martyristic Babies. And yeah, I would strongly suggest, Martyristic Babies, listening to this latest one, because I was listening in the early hours of this morning, and it's to do with the Jibby Jab Martyristic Babies, Kai. It's nearly an hour long. Okay, Martyristic Babies, redacted now have 2.75 million subscribers, Martyristic Babies, Kai. Now then, so let me just mention this. So yeah, so there I am. And then looking, you know, it's completely different videos altogether. When I came across our lovely, not in that way, our lovely Gareth, capital G, space, capital R, for Ike, Ark. Okay, Martyristic Babies, he's now up to 32.1 thousand subscribers, Martyristic Babies. And I never even knew that he had a separate channel. Bless him, do you know what I mean? And of course, like I said, not in that way, but it's really good when I, you know, because I like to listen to, was it Gareth Ark tonight, you know, like that. I've already mentioned many a times, Martyristic Babies, okay? But this one here, Martyristic Babies, it's all on YouTube. All of these are on YouTube, Martyristic Babies. So should anybody have any form of an interest, Gareth Space Ark, and the video that you're looking for, well, actually, there's they're all very good videos, Martyristic Babies. Should read, did Labour MP just admit the truth about digital RD? Okay, Martylicious little babies, okay? So I think that's about, was it about 13 minutes long or something? Now, what dear Gareth does, bless him, is he breaks it down for you. Okay, so he shows you clips and then he breaks it down for you, Martylicious little babies, okay? And it's a very good way to do it. Somebody else who does that a lot is our dear Mag Bitter Truth official, not in that way. I think he's still up to 13.7 thousand subscribers, Martylicious little babies, cat. He does the same thing, so he shows you bits of video, then he explains. Do you see what I mean, Martylicious little babies? I think it's a very good way, I feel, you know, to do a video, in my view. Okay, Martylicious little babies. And anyway, on dear Gareth's, because I've subscribed to him. Okay, my Delicious Babies. Of course, I always will, you know, and trending on Iconic, and you know what I mean. I'm already subscribed anyway. So there's another one that I was listening to do with Ben Habib. Okay, my Delicious Babies, and okay, I've said this before, and I'm going to repeat it again. My Delicious Babies, and again, this is on our lovely Gareth Ark. Okay, my Delicious Babies. And I think it's about, I forgot how many minutes long now it is. 30 odd minutes or something. Anyway, my Delicious Little Babies. Now, yes, Ben Habib, he says things that, yes, you know, for most, there we are, that can relate to what he's saying. Okay, my Delicious Little Babies. But there was something to do with the interview that looked to myself like it looked in parts very insincere. There we are, my Delicious Babies, insincere. And you can usually tell with somebody's birth race face. And of course, when they're doing this and, you know, like that, or they're doing that, you know what I mean, my Delicious Babies, okay? So what's my point to what I'm saying, my Delicious Babies, okay? As far as I'm concerned, it does not matter who you have in our putrid government's, my Delicious Babies. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever, okay? Because if they're in that position, okay, even if you had one or two who, there we are, who wanted to do good, my Delicious Babies, okay, you got too many that are outnumbering them. And of course, I never got anything across my shoulders that want to do good. Okay, my Delicious Little Babies, okay, and I'm still not. So I just feel, you see, anybody can, you know, can use words, my Delicious Little Babies, okay, but it's how they would be once they're in power. So this is not myself being catty or being a bitch. Not at all, my Delicious Little Babies. I'm just, there we are, pointing things out. You can tell by somebody's birth race if they're not fully sincere. Okay, my Delicious Little Babies, and that's just how it came across to myself. Okay, so the question is, would I trust it? No, I don't trust any of them. Do not ever trust any of them. Okay, my Delicious Little Babies, because they're certainly not doing anything for the goodness of any of our health out here, my Delicious Little Babies, okay? They're just lining, there we are, their own skyrockets. Okay, my Delicious Little Babies, you know, probably laughing the flipping socks off at us all, my Delicious Little Babies, okay, while they're sipping their champers. Do you see what I mean, my Delicious Little Babies, okay? You know, and eating full and plenty. Okay, my Delicious Little Babies, I'm sure that their food and water's not poisoned, is it, my Delicious Little Babies, anyway? So, yeah, really good videos. Oh, so I'm glad that I found Gareth, bless him. Oh, bless you, Gareth. But like I said, not in that way, okay? But, yeah, so I've subscribed. Now, the next one, my Delicious Little Babies, this one is a little upload, bless. And from what I can gather from the videos, I haven't listened to any more. I've only just listened to one, my Delicious Little Babies, that came up on my feed. This uploader happens to have 1.12 thousand subscribers, my Delicious Little Babies. And from what I can see of the videos, he interviews the dear homeless, bless. Okay, my Delicious Little Babies. So that's what he does. And his name, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, this particular video here is about just over 9.5 minutes long, my delicious, sorry, little babies, okay, I never needed to stumble there. Capital M for mission, space, capital A for Andrew. Okay, my delicious little babies, so it should read once tapped in to the old space bar on YouTube, mission, space, Andrew. And the video should read, they are killing homeless people. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? They are killing homeless people. Yeah, this dear homeless man, bless him, I hope that they all found that they found somewhere to live, my delicious little babies, because I just feel that there must be nothing worse than that. And of course, even for myself, you know what I mean? I've been in situations when I was very young, you know, where myself, I did not have anywhere to live my delicious babies. So I know there we are, you know, that feeling, do you know what I mean? Anyway, so bless them. Let's, you know, let others please try to help them. Anyway, my delicious little babies. So this dear homeless man, there we are, seems to be, there we are, with his noddle, there we are, well clued up, my delicious little babies, okay? Yeah, I'd really take a, there we are, little listen to that video, my delicious little babies. Now then, oh, before I mention the last one, my delicious little babies, if you could please and thank you. I mean, I usually type it into DuckDuckGo, you know, 3 words into one. And it is capital E as, then capital R is meaning is, and then capital W for watching. So it doesn't have a G on the end. Okay, my delicious little babies. And once you type it in, it'll come up with ours is watching Odyssey. Well, it's 3 words together, my delicious little babies. Okay, ours is watching, and then space, and then it should say Odyssey. Okay, my delicious little babies. Well, Stephen's video, not in that way, not in that way. It's just over an hour long, my delicious little babies. Okay, he's a banging uploader as well. Oh, everybody who I'm talking about, my delicious little babies, you know, Gareth Ark and, you know, and this dear lady who I'm going to mention as well, you know, and everybody who I'm, you know, mentioning, my delicious little babies, they're just banging uploaders. And Steve now from Ours is Watching happens to have 2,029 subscribers, my delicious little babies, on Odyssey. ODYSEE, my delicious little babies, okay? And should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, yes, he's certainly covering the news all right. There we are, my delicious little babies. Oh, yes, he is. Okay, my delicious little babies now then, so he's very good as well. Now, the final video, my delicious little babies, is because, and also with Steve from Ours is Watching, he doesn't, he's not, because he tells you, he explains it to you, he's not sponsored by anybody. So, you know, so it's a case of, you know, if anybody would, you know, like to buy him a cup of coffee, do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? You know, if you would like to, or you could just watch it for free, okay, my delicious little babies, can, because he also goes on X, but so does our dear Gareth Ark and his dear brother Jamie and their dear friend Richard and their lovely dear dad David Ark. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay, so they're all on X as well. Now, the final one. Now, I was wondering where our little Debbie was, bless her, because I used to listen to her a lot on our lovely Not In That Way, Not In That Way, our lovely UK column. You know, you can go onto their website as well, my delicious little babies. And I haven't, you know, seen her forever, bless her. Anyway, so what am I doing? I'm listening to a completely different video. And then little Debbie came up on another uploader's channel, my delicious little babies. Anyway, so I listened till the end, you know, because it was a really, really brilliant video to listen to, my delicious little babies. It was about an hour long. But I've wrote down Debbie's channel, my delicious little babies, on YouTube. I did not even know that Debbie had a channel on her YouTube, my delicious little babies. I was ever so pleased. So I'll subscribe to little Debbie as well. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, as regards to her nursey, she is an ex-nurse. Okay, my delicious little babies. And she explained, you know, that, well, it was just never like how it is now, my delicious little babies, okay? But well worth a listen, and she gives you all the information. So she happens to have 638 subscribers, my delicious little babies. So, another little channel, bless. So we need to get these numbers up, my delicious little babies, please and thank you. Never needed to stumble there. All these words are together now. And this is going to be our lovely little Debbie's channel, okay, my delicious babies. And when I say little, I do not mean it in that way. It's just my way, okay, my delicious babies. But for some reason, some get offended if you call them little. I just, it's just bonkers, isn't it? You know what I mean? Everybody gets flipping offended with everything these days, my delicious babies. Now then, capital W for word, okay, capital R for in, then capital E for edge, and then capital W for, no, edgewares, no, that's lowercase. Capital E, sorry, let me repeat this again, for edge, and then ways, so it's all together, and then capital M for a matron, okay, rewind and start again. Sorry, Madlishtic babies. I really just do not need to stumble here. I'm just going to read it all out for you, but it's all together. There's no spaces. Okay, Madlishtic babies. Word in Edgewares, matron. Okay, Madlishtic babies. That's her channel. Okay, Madlishtic babies. The video should read 7 stories in 7 minutes on the 7th day. Okay, my delicious little babies. Part 8, time for a new definition of death. We do not like that word, my delicious little babies, but we seem to keep hearing it lately, my delicious little babies, it seems, and that doesn't mean no. So now I'm going to close my book. So her video is just over 6.5 minutes long, my delicious little babies, okay? So, and she covers all different things and to do with the NHS and to do with everything like this now then, okay? So, and she talks about the water, she talks about a lot of different things, my delicious babies, and she would be well worth listening to. There we are, my delicious little babies, okay? She's very good. Oh, I was ever so pleased when I found her. I really, really was, because I do miss not listening to our little Debbie on UK column. Do you know what I mean? Okay, and she is very down to earth, bless her. But what she's discussing, she covers a lot of our old England, my delicious little baby. She just, there we are. I just feel that she prefers to do that. Well, that is, I feel, there we are, an excellent thing to do, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Because, of course, we're hearing about it all over the world. I mean, sometimes I talk about, other parts of the world, but really, we need to focus, there we are, on what's going on here, my delicious little babies, okay? So, yes, the 3 brilliant videos and channels to take a look at, and if you want to subscribe, then please feel free, my delicious babies. Now then, what have I got? So this is my delicious babies. You could probably say, oh, it's going to go everywhere otherwise. Okay, so it looks like that, my delicious babies. Okay, no, it's not slop. Okay, my delicious babies, I'm just going to have a little taste, please, and thank you. This is my cauliflower soup. Now, if anybody's interested, I'll explain how to make it. I'm not talking to any of our beautiful, delicious little ones who know how to make soup. This is for our delicious little babies now who do not know how to do this, okay? Or they may not have heard of the recipe. So you need at least, I'd say, 1.5 onion, my delicious babies, the brown onion. And then, so you just cut it up, just rough. You need about this much butter, my delicious little babies, okay? So, about that much. Okay, my delicious babies, in a saucepan. Then you add the onion, okay, my delicious babies. I usually put about, chop up roughly 4 cloves of medium-sized garlic. Okay, my delicious little babies. This is a whole, sorry, no need to stumble, a whole cauliflower. So you wash it, you break it up, That goes into the saucepan, my delicious little babies, with the onion, with the butter, okay? My delicious little babies. Chopped garlic, that goes in, okay? And then you need 4 or 5 long celery sticks, my delicious little babies, all roughly chopped. that also goes into the saucepan, my delicious little babies. I usually put 2 veg stock cubes, so you can use a pint jug. So you'd need 2 pints of water with the mixed veg stock, and then I put in 1 say this spoonful here of level of black pepper, my delicious little babies, and then I put at least, I like a lot of salt, my delicious little babies, okay, so I put in at least 2 level this spoon here of salt, but it's salt and pepper to taste, however strong you want it. So once it's all of that has been, so you're boiling it basically till it goes soft, then it's a case of blending it. Okay, my delicious little babies. So you know you need another glass Pyrex dish or something, you know, so you can blend the first half, pour it in, and then the second half out of the saucepan, then blend that, and then pour it all back into the saucepan, my delicious little babies. And then you need 3 of these size spoon of cream, my delicious little babies, okay? And then you just give it a stir, and voila, you have your cauliflower soup, my delicious little babies. Now, you would repeat the same method, okay, with broccoli soup, exactly the same. Now, you know, it's celery, cauliflower. Okay, my delicious little babies. I'm just going to have one more, and then I'm going to love you and leave you. Please and thank you. That is so flipping banging. It's just unreal. My delicious little babies, that doesn't mean no. So I've given some to my beautiful dear little neighbours upstairs, and I've given some to my cousin. So, you know, 2 pants can actually make 4 bowls of soup, my delicious little babies. Like I said, you could do the same with the broccoli, my delicious little babies. If you wanted to make mushroom soup, you could use a selection of different mushrooms. You know, the mushrooms that you eat. Okay, my delicious little babies. Again, salt, pepper, veg stock, an onion. So with that one, you would not use celery with that one, my delicious little babies. Well, I do not. And then, of course, again, 3 little spoons of cream, my delicious little babies. And you've got, you know, of course, to blend it, just the same method. And then you've got your mushroom soup, my delicious little babies. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, why am I mentioning this? Celery. Okay, my delicious little babies. So until my next video, thank you so very much for taking the time to listen to my videos, for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comments. Yes, I genuinely feel there we are, that we need to be really, there we are, watching everything now, and there we are, and monitoring everything, my delicious little babies, okay? Because, I mean, my videos just do not get out, so I can only hope, because there's always somebody hearing and there's always somebody seeing. I can only hope that, you know, that my videos, that somebody would listen. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, because it's the information that I give out as well, my delicious little babies. Okay, I repeat once again, I do it as a hobby. So, but thank you for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comments, my delicious little babies. I do not know how long my video will take today, my delicious little babies. It may take a little while, it may take a long while. I just do not know. But thank you for listening anyway. How I love you all so, okay? Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected. And wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies, okay? So until my next video, you just look after now. Love ya. Thank you. Goodbye.